My name is Muriel Townsend. I am 72 years old. For 44 years I lived in the same house. A small Cape Cod on Sycamore Lane with a white picket fence and a rose garden that my late husband, Leonard, planted the year we got married. That house held every memory I had, every birthday, every Christmas, every quiet evening, every tear, every laugh. That house was my anchor, my identity, my proof that I had built something that mattered. And my youngest son, Garrett, stole it from me while pretending to save me. Garrett is 38 years old. He is a financial advisor. He manages money for wealthy clients. He drives a luxury car. He wears expensive suits. He lives in a gated community with his wife, Portia, and their 2 children. To the outside world, he is a success story, a man who pulled himself up from humble beginnings and made something of himself. But I know the truth. Garrett did not build his success. He inherited his wife's family money. He married into wealth. And somewhere along the way, he became ashamed of where he came from, ashamed of his father who worked in a factory, ashamed of his mother who cleaned houses, ashamed of the small Cape Cod on Sycamore Lane. He wanted to erase his past, and erasing his past meant erasing me. The trouble started 4 years ago. Leonard had been gone for 6 years. I was living alone. My health was failing, arthritis in my hands, a bad hip that made it hard to climb stairs. I was managing, but barely. The house needed repairs. The roof was leaking. The furnace was making strange noises. I could not afford to fix everything. Garrett came to visit. He brought Portia. They walked through the house, looking at the peeling wallpaper, the stained carpets, the outdated kitchen. Portia wrinkled her nose. She had always wrinkled her nose at my house. It was not good enough for her. It had never been good enough. "Mom," Garrett said, "you can't stay here. This house is falling apart. It's not safe." "I've lived here for 44 years, I said. "I'm not leaving." "You don't have to leave. You just need help. Let me help you." "How?" He sat me down at the kitchen table. He took my hands. His hands were soft. Leonard's hands had been rough, calloused from years of factory work, but Garrett's hands were soft. They had never known hard work. "Sign the house over to me and Portia," he said. "We'll take out a home equity loan. We'll make all the repairs. We'll pay the property taxes. You can live here rent-free for the rest of your life. It's a win-win." I hesitated. "What about your brothers, Russell and Martin? Shouldn't they have a say?" "They don't want the house, Mom. They have their own lives, their own families. They don't care about this old place. I'm the one who's here. I'm the one who's trying to help." "What about Bridget, your sister?" Garrett waved his hand. "Bridget lives 3 hours away. She never visits. She doesn't care." I trusted him. He was my son. He was a financial advisor. He knew about these things. I did not. Leonard had handled all the finances. Without him, I was lost. "Are you sure this is the right thing?" I asked. "Trust me, Mom. I would never do anything to hurt you." Those words, I believed them. I wanted to believe them. I signed the papers. I did not read them carefully. I did not hire my own lawyer. I trusted my son. That was the biggest mistake of my life. For 2 years, nothing changed. I still lived in the Cape Cod. The repairs were made. The roof was fixed. The furnace was replaced. The kitchen was updated. The house looked better than it had in years. I was grateful. I told everyone how wonderful Garrett was, how he had saved me, how he was such a good son. Then the letters started arriving. The first letter was from the bank. It said that the home equity loan was in default. Payments had not been made. The bank was initiating foreclosure proceedings. I called Garrett. He did not answer. I left a voicemail. He did not return it. The second letter was from a real estate agency. It said that the house had been listed for sale. There was an open house scheduled for the following Sunday. I called Garrett again. This time he answered. "Mom, I can't talk right now. I'm in a meeting." "Garrett, I got a letter. The house is for sale. What is going on?" There was a pause. Then, "Mom, I need to be honest with you." I wish you would. Portia and I are in financial trouble. Bad investments, creditors. We need money, a lot of money. We had to sell the house. My house. Our house, legally it's ours. You signed it over, remember? You promised I could live here for the rest of my life. I know, and I'm sorry, but things have changed. We have to sell. You have 30 days to find somewhere else to live. I could not speak, I could not breathe. The room was spinning. Mom, are you there? You're selling my home, the home your father and I built, the home where you grew up, you're selling it. I'm sorry, Mom, I don't have a choice. You have a choice. You're choosing money over your mother. He was silent for a moment. Then, I have to go. I'll send you the details. He hung up. I sat in my kitchen. I looked at the new countertops, the new cabinets, the new appliances. They were beautiful. They had been paid for with a loan that was now in default, a loan that was now my problem. I called my daughter, Bridget. She answered on the second ring. Mom, what's wrong? Garrett is selling the house. He says we have 30 days to leave. Bridget was silent. Then I heard her crying. I'll be there tomorrow, she said. We'll figure this out. Bridget arrived the next day. She brought her husband, Marcus. They looked at the foreclosure notice. They looked at the sale listing. They looked at the loan documents that Garrett had convinced me to sign. We need a lawyer, Marcus said. A good one. I don't have money for a lawyer, I said. You have us, Bridget said. We'll pay for it, we'll do whatever it takes. We hired a lawyer named Henrietta Cross. She was 69 years old. She had retired from a big firm and now worked out of a small office above a bakery. She was fierce. She was angry. She took our case. Your son has committed fraud, Henrietta said. Elder financial abuse, breach of fiduciary duty, forgery, he could go to prison. Can we stop the sale? Bridget asked. Henrietta shook her head. The sale is already in motion. The house has been sold to a developer, but we can sue for the proceeds. We can sue for damages. We can make sure he doesn't get away with this. Do it, I said. The lawsuit took 10 months. Garrett fought it with everything he had. He hired expensive lawyers. He claimed that I had given him the house as a gift. He claimed that the loan was for repairs that benefited me. He claimed that he had every right to sell. But Henrietta was relentless. She found emails where Garrett had bragged to a friend about how he was finally getting rid of that albatross, and how his mother was too old and confused to know what she signed. She found bank records showing that Garrett had used the home equity loan money to pay off his own debts, not to make repairs. She found witnesses who testified that Garrett had promised me a lifetime tenancy. The judge was a woman named Chambers. She had grown up in a small house like mine. She understood what it meant to lose a home. Mr. Garrett Townsend, she said from the bench, you are a disgrace to your family and to your profession. Your mother trusted you. She loved you. She sacrificed for you. And you repaid that trust by stealing her home. I am ordering you to pay the full amount of the sale to your mother plus damages plus legal fees. I'm also referring your case for criminal prosecution. You may be going to prison. Garrett's face was white. Portia, who had accompanied him to court, sat frozen in her seat. She did not look at me. She did not look at anyone. Mom, Garrett said. Mom, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Don't, I said, don't you dare. The bailiff led him away. The money was returned, $410,000. It sat in my bank account, a number on a screen, meaningless and cold. But the house was gone. The developer had already demolished it. They had torn down the white picket fence. They had ripped out the rose garden. They had leveled everything and built a row of townhouses, gray, identical, soulless. I drove past the townhouses one time, just once. I sat in my car and stared at the place where my home used to be, the place where Leonard had proposed to me on the front porch, the place where I had brought my Bobbies home from the hospital, the place where I had watched my children grow up and move away and build their own lives. It was gone, erased, as if it had never existed. I did not cry. I was too empty for tears. I moved into a small apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom, a kitchenette. It was clean. It was safe. It was not home. Bridget wanted me to move in with her. She and Marcus had a large house. They had room. They wanted me there, but I could not. I could not leave the memories behind. I could not start over in someone else's home. The apartment was temporary, I told myself, just until I figured out what to do next. That was 2 years ago. I am still there. Garrett was sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for fraud and forgery. He served 18 months and was released last year. He writes me letters, long letters, apologetic letters. I read the letters. I do not respond. He has tried to call. I do not answer. Bridget says I should forgive him. She says he is broken. She says he has lost everything, his job, his wife, his children, his reputation. Portia divorced him. She took the children. She moved to another state. Garrett lives alone in a small apartment, working a minimum wage job at a grocery store. He's been punished enough, Mom, Bridget says. He's suffered, he's learned. Has he, I ask? Has he really learned? Or has he just learned that actions have consequences? I don't know, but he's your son. He was my son. He stopped being my son the day he stole my home. Bridget does not push. She understands my pain. She feels it too. The apartment is gray. The walls are beige. The carpet is stained. The neighbors are loud. I do not have a garden. I do not have a porch. I do not have a white picket fence. I have a balcony that overlooks a parking lot. I sit on the balcony sometimes, drinking my coffee, watching the cars come and go. I think about Leonard. I think about the rose garden. I think about the front porch where we used to sit together, holding hands, watching the sunset. I think about Garrett, about the little boy who used to run through the sprinkler in the backyard, about the teenager who used to argue with me about curfew, about the young man who used to hug me and tell me he loved me. I do not know when that boy disappeared. I do not know when he was replaced by the man who stole my home. I only know that he is gone, and I am not sure if he will ever come back. Last month I received a letter that was different from the others. It was not from Garrett. It was from his daughter, my granddaughter, Elara. She is 15 years old. I have not seen her in 3 years. Portia cut off contact after the divorce. The letter was short, handwritten, in a teenager's messy script. Grandma, I know what my dad did. I know it was wrong. I know he hurt you. I'm not asking you to forgive him. That's between you and him. But I miss you. I miss your cookies. I miss your stories. I miss the way you used to brush my hair. I miss the rose garden. I miss the porch. I don't care about the house. I care about you. I want to see you. I want to know you. I want you to be part of my life. Please write back. Love, Elara. I read the letter 7 times. I cried each time, not sad tears, hopeful tears. I wrote back a short letter, simple. Elara, I miss you too. I would love to see you. Ask your mother if it's okay. If she says yes, I will come to you, or you can come to me, whatever she prefers. I love you. I have always loved you. Nothing will ever change that. Grandma. Elara came to visit last weekend. Her mother drove her. Portia did not stay. She dropped Elara off and left. She did not look at me. She did not speak to me. I do not blame her. She was protecting her daughter. I understand that. Elara is 15. She is tall. She has her father's eyes, Leonard's eyes. She looks like the daughter I used to have before the world got complicated. We sat on my balcony. I made cookies. We talked. We talked about her school, her friends, her dreams. She wants to be a veterinarian. She loves animals. She volunteers at a shelter on weekends. Do you hate my dad? She asked. I thought about the question. I thought about the house, the rose garden, the porch, the betrayal, the years of silence. No, I said, I don't hate him. I'm disappointed in him, I'm angry at him, I'm hurt by him, but I don't hate him. Hate takes too much energy, and I'm too old for that. Do you think you'll ever forgive him? I already have forgiven him. Forgiveness is not the same as reconciliation. Forgiveness is something I do for myself. It's letting go of the anger so it doesn't destroy me. Reconciliation is something different. That takes two people. That takes trust. And trust has to be rebuilt brick by brick. He hasn't started rebuilding yet. Alara nodded. She understood more than a 15-year-old should have to understand. I hope you two figure it out, she said. I hope I get to have my whole family back someday. I hope so too, I said. But if we don't, I want you to know that you will always have me. No matter what. I will always be your grandmother. I will always love you. Nothing will ever change that. She hugged me. I hugged her back. We sat on the balcony, holding each other, watching the sunset over the parking lot. It was not the front porch. It was not the rose garden, but it was enough. I am Muriel Townsend. I am 72 years old. I live in a small apartment with a balcony that overlooks a parking lot. I do not have a white picket fence. I do not have a rose garden. I do not have the house where I raised my children. But I have my daughter Bridget, who visits every week. I have my granddaughter Alara, who came back to me. I have my memories of Leonard, which no one can take away. And I have hope. Hope that Garrett will change. Hope that one day he will look me in the eyes and truly understand what he did. Hope that he will spend the rest of his life trying to make it right. I am not holding my breath, but I am leaving the door open, just a crack, just enough. Because that is what mothers do. We leave the door open. We wait, we hope. And even when our children break our hearts, we do not stop loving them. We cannot. It is not in our nature. Last night I had a dream. I dreamed I was back in the Cape Cod. The white picket fence was freshly painted. The rose garden was in full bloom. Leonard was sitting on the front porch waiting for me. "Come sit with me," he said. I sat beside him. He took my hand. His hand was rough, calloused, real. "I'm sorry about the house," he said. "It wasn't your fault." "I know, but I'm sorry anyway. I'm sorry you had to go through that alone." I wasn't alone. Bridget was there, Marcus was there, Henrietta was there. "I know, but I should have been there. I should have protected you." "You did protect me for 44 years. You gave me that house. You gave me those memories. You gave me our children. You gave me everything." He smiled. It was the same smile I had fallen in love with 50 years ago. "I love you, Muriel." "I love you too, Leonard." I woke up. The apartment was dark. The balcony was empty. The parking lot was quiet. But I felt him. I felt him in the room with me. I felt his love. I felt his protection. I felt his presence. And I knew that I would be okay. The daughter we abandoned returned as our boss. That was a different story. This is my story, a betrayed parent, when your own child steals your roof. But here is the thing about roofs. They can be stolen. They can be taken. They can be demolished and replaced with soulless townhouses. But a home is not a roof. A home is not walls. A home is not a white picket fence or a rose garden. A home is love. A home is memory. A home is the people who matter, no matter where they are. My home is not on Sycamore Lane anymore. My home is in my daughter's hugs, in my granddaughter's letters, in my memories of Leonard, in the hope that one day my son will find his way back. My roof was stolen, but my home was not. And that is the difference. If you are listening to this story, and if your child has betrayed you, I want you to know something. You are not alone. Millions of parents have been betrayed by the children they raised. Millions of us have lost homes, savings, dignity, and peace. But do not let their betrayal become your prison. Do not let their greed define your life. You are more than what they took from you. You are more than your loss. You are more than your pain. Keep living, keep loving, keep hopping. And keep the door open. Just a crack, just enough. Because you never know when your child might come back, and you never know when that cracked door might become a doorway to healing. I am Muriel Townsend.